Most business owners lose money on Facebook ads. I want to show you how I profitably spend $18,000 a day on Facebook ads. And I've been spending about $18,000 a day for the last year and a half, profitably, consistently, and predictably. In this video, I will show you exactly how we turn that ad spend into profit, the ecosystem, customer journey, methodology, schedule, all these things so that you understand how you could do it yourself. And also how I stop attracting freebie seekers and bottom feeder leads that destroy your pipeline over time and filtrate your pixel data, which then ruins who Facebook targets moving forward. First trap that I see business owners getting into is free lead magnets. Free lead magnets are destroying your pixel. You're attracting freebie seekers. Instead of free lead magnets, we run a free challenge, a free webinar, something that would constitute engagement or someone actually showing up to an event. If I do a free lead magnet, that person gets that PDF and they barely open it. A recent study came out that 8% of freebie seeking lead magnet captures even open the email. And then 3% of those actually open the document that they opted into. So what happens to the other 92% of people? They're duds. They're the wrong leads. They don't pick up the phone. They don't talk to your setters. They don't even book calls. And to be honest, they don't have any money. It's a waste of spending to build your list. And now you're trying to fill your email list with just more people and they're not quality. So now your open rates go down, your click-through rates go down, and now your email list is a piece of shit. And let's be real. You're paying for leads who are going to take way longer to convert. And they're worse than free webinar leads. Way worse. Probably 10 times worse. And we always assume that the problem is your offer. You're just attracting the wrong people with free lead magnets. Okay? Tiffany's a great example. Tiffany Vaughn was doing free lead magnets for her tax firm. Now she does free webinars and she's getting all these awesome results with us. It is about who you attract with what offer, the messaging, and the funnel type. Now, instead of free lead magnets, you should be running a low ticket funnel. Okay, we run low ticket. We have, in-person events where you pay for a ticket. We want people to swipe their card. It's a better buying promise to get someone who swiped their card instead of just someone who raised their hand and said, yeah, I think I'll show up. Webinars are great. Because yes, they're free, but I'm still getting someone to show up on a Zoom and click a button and put their face on a camera. That is as close as you get to someone who buys something, maybe for $7, $9, $1, whatever it is. That is still close to the same quality. To get you on Zoom and commit for an hour, or you buy something and you're a little committed. Both the same type of quality, but if I get someone who buys, it's easier to get second money than first money. Second money is always the easiest in any business across the board, and it's been tried and true. If I sell you something for $7, it's easier for me to get another $50 out of you than someone who came in for free. It is easier, but it costs more on the front end as far as your CAC to get that person to come in on a low ticket funnel, which makes them pre-qualified to then hop on the phone or hop on your webinar or hop on with a setter and spend more money with you. And here's Tiffany, perfect example. Spent $700 on ads, got 42 purchases at a $16 CPA, cost per acquisition. And in turn, we retargeted those buyers to a book a call funnel where she booked 5 calls at $70 per from people who bought. Those calls are going to have 80% plus show rates, and she's going to close a very high amount. And she wind up closing a couple of high-ticket clients as well. This is how we're able to build an ecosystem that not just generates self-liquidating income, but gets high-ticket buyers inside of the ecosystem, which we can build for you if you click the Calendly link in the description. We build low-ticket funnels, booking call funnels, webinar funnels for high-ticket business owners, service providers, coaches, consultants, and info and course sellers, just like yourself. So let's go down to the board and see how I'm investing $18,000 per day on ads at scale. Okay. First things first is, what does this generate us? About 80 plus bookings a day with a reschedule rate of about 10%. So, about 72 of these book calls will remain because 8 people either canceled or rescheduled to another day. Okay. So we'll get about 80, 85 plus, and then 8% will drop off. Okay. We have 8 salespeople taking about 10 calls each. It's a very fair attribution. Okay. We do lead routing based on the quality of leads. Top closers will get the more money leads, and people who are not closing as much have to earn their stripes. Okay, and this is the best part about lead routing. And also, some people are better at certain niches and verticals. They just sell it better. So being able to lead route helps this process out a ton. Also, we run ads for webinars and school. I've over 17,000 people inside of my school group, and I have rerouted those people into school and also to my free weekly webinars. I'll break down what that schedule looks like weekly so that you understand how this whole process breaks down. And then we have challenges. We run 2 big challenges per month. Very nice studio, good audio and video team. It's very, very well done. And this is one of our follow-up sequences. Okay. Also, we do that with webinars and school as well. And this is the way that we use all of our lead flow that we're getting to then scoop up and have better follow-up conversion rates. I'll go into more on the next screen. That is where red zoning and weekly webinars come into play. As we're running ads, as we're getting book calls, as deals are getting closed or follow-ups are being created, we do red zoning, which is, I learned this from Ravi, one of my good friends, but red zoning, okay, is where a lead's on the fence. We go in the CRM, we tag it red zone, and it goes into a Slack channel. Then the founder or the owner creates a Loom video or a voice memo and creates a group chat. This scoops up about 30 to 40% more deals. It's amazing, okay? And we get people to pay in full from this. Second part is weekly webinars. This is if the red zoning doesn't work. If they're still hesitant, we say, hey, listen, downsell. Jason's running a weekly webinar this Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'd love to invite you so that you have some more clarity and reassurance around what we're trying to do for you. Does that sound fair to add you to the calendar? Now we're scooping them there. And then because it's a follow-up, the sales rep can now nurture that deal themselves and then get a high show rate for them to attend the webinar. Instead of pushing another follow-up call, just go to the weekly webinar. See how good Jason is. Go on there, see the proof, and maybe you'll buy on the webinar as well, which you do get about a good 3 to 5 new deals that get pushed in from follow-up from the weekly webinar, and then about 1 to 2 deals a day that come in from Red Zone. So we tag Red Zone inside the CRM. I create a group chat and I add the salesperson. Second is we invite to the weekly webinar, more authority, less access. Why do I state less access? Because if I create the group chat and I'm being needy in there and I'm trying to get the sale, I look desperate. If you just say, hey, listen, go to the webinar, you still don't get one-on-one access. You still don't get intimate access. You got to watch me in front of a whole group. So now it's FOMO. It's key man risk. It's dangling the carrot because my time is valuable. So that's how we move that lead through the process. Now, what are we tracking? How does this all map? Okay, first off is daily KPIs. Okay, so we get bonuses to our sales team. If they collect 40K a day, everybody gets an extra $200 plus per rep. So 8 reps, $1,600 extra in bonuses. This is a big KPI that they want to push for. 40K a day in revenue. They want to get $200 a day. 22 working days, that's $4,400 a month in extra income that they could be earning. That pays for their car and usually the rent combined. Okay, so that's a KPI there. And then 200K a week, they go from 15 to 20% commissions. So for a lot of them, that's I'm paying out an extra 10 grand in commissions. That helps out everybody. That's an extra $1,000 a week. So then they get an extra 4 grand if they hit KPI. So that is 16,000 a month getting paid out. We have a great comp structure to make sure that our reps are motivated and they want to keep growing. Second is our reschedule rates. Like I said, I keep it below 10% because we want to make sure that, show rates are high, 60% plus. And then we use Hyros for all the attribution. We're tracking every single ad set, every single creative, every single ad to make sure that that hits and that the revenue is being attributed to it. Which brings me to the last part here, which is how does this all break down? What's the schedule involved? And how do we make this work? So let's say this was a month's time. We got week 1, Monday through Wednesday, they're taking calls. Thursday is the weekly webinar, and then Friday is follow-up Friday. That's what we call it. Week 2, same thing, Monday through Wednesday, calls. Thursday, weekly webinar. And then we have a big challenge, a big event. So all these leads from week 1 and week 2 are getting thrown into this challenge. Then we have week 3, same thing, Monday through Wednesday calls. Thursday, weekly webinar. Friday, follow-up Friday, no challenge that week. We're taking all these leads and we're bringing them to week 4. So week 3 and week 4 work together. Week 1 and week 2 work together. It's very cohesive. Now, all the leads from these 2 weeks are getting scooped up to the challenge. And then week 4, Monday through Wednesday calls, Thursday, weekly webinar again, and then challenge. And that is how this whole process breaks down and how I spend $18,000 a day profitably. Now, if you're scaling, you're hitting above 250K, 500K a month, you want to start scaling your spend, you want to have these insane processes inside of your business, I'd love to chat with you. One of my senior advisors will be happy to hop on a call, break down your sales process, see what those bottlenecks, how we can fill them. So click the calendar in the description. Also like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.